Okay, so the first game was a Black Forest game. And if this hits the Extras channel, Hardy will yet again do a great job at summing up what that Black Forest game looked like for everyone watching. Basically, if you want my sum up, Andy and Doubt were able to carry. Jordan just kind of held on, played a solid role on his side. We sped through it, by the way, so it was like very, very fast. We didn't do a real cast. Wonders is going to need to recover. They bring in Capwatch. Capwatch is, he was one of the rivals of Doubt back in the early 2000s. He comes in. Capwatch is playing as the Italians in the blue. Behind him, we got Prisma. Prisma playing as the Georgians in the green. And then we have Amano's playing as the Saracens. Other side, Andy on the front, Armenians. Behind him, we got Jordan playing as the Huns. And then we have Doubt playing as the Khitans. The meta on this map is fairly figured out, guys. Typically, what you end up seeing is you see the two players down here add some docks and get some fish. Now, how much they commit to the water is still TBD and up to them. So that depends. The northern player, I've never seen go for water because it's too far of a distance to walk. And they typically just go archers. Which does make Doubt Civ of Khitans a bit interesting. But maybe because he knows the north is going to go archers, he's going to play skirms as a counter. I don't think that's good. Because if you play skirms and then the opponents make scouts as well, then skirms don't really give you a ton of value. And that's what Prisma's really good at. Prisma's amazing with stable units. Loves the Khmer, loves the Georgians, loves the Persians. And so I think he's going to try and get away with as much fish as possible. William Shaking Spear, welcome back. Thanks for the 27. Thank you for the Prime. Thanks for the reminder as well that you can sub with Prime. Appreciate it, man. What's up, Tantakina? Thanks for tier 2, 52 months. Thank you, chat. I'm wondering how greedy they're going to end up being here. Like, I have seen players go up to 8 to 10 fishing ships without adding any navy if you're the pocket player. But you can only do that if your flank is locking down the water. If you overinvest into the fish and then your flank loses the water, you have some big issues. Here's my prediction. If I had to predict Andy's playstyle here, I think Andy might, and I'm looking at his eco now, and his eco is probably not going to be for this, but I was thinking, what if you just go longswords with Armenians? They get so paranoid about the longswords, everyone has to react to you, and then you just play double dock on water. But Andy, I think, is actually just going to play double dock on water, and he's not really that heavy on wood at the moment for an early barracks. You can get a hill bonus on water, which is a bit weird, but it's a feature of the map. It's kind of like frozen waves over here. So yeah, if you were to sit at the top of this hill, for example, there'd be a big advantage there if you're Capwatch. And Cape of Storms was the first map I've seen that ever's tried to add any type of waves. This was before that one map that I made videos on, which has like the tsunamis, right? Those maps are super freaking cool. At least visually. I think competitively, maybe they're a little weird. But I really like casting those. And Jordan will be going militia himself. Oh, wow. Interesting. I was not expecting that. Huns going militia? Am I missing something? This is new. I mean, it's definitely off meta, and it might surprise people. I guess maybe that allows Andy to go full water without investing anything onto land, which is the typical approach. Capwatch probably is going to try and play a mix of like land and archers or something. And behind this, Prisma is going to play scouts, which is the typical play. Quick look at Doubt's base. Doubt's also going to go scouts. So we have like the typical archer role going scouts for Onimaru. We have the typical scout role going man-at-arms for Onimaru. And then we have the forward player going water. It's not necessarily bad, guys. It's just different. But they'll scout this, and I think the fact that it's been scouted is really nice for Wonders. I guess we'll see if the meta play is the meta play for a certain reason. But I really like giving Andy full water, because if Andy just wins water, he kills 2 people's fish, and that can be game ending. And so it really simplifies his role. And at the moment, looks like Prisma is not thinking about the water. He loses his villager. And Catwatch is just on one dock. I think this is going to be really good for Onimaru. Scouts are running around from Doubt. Monos won't be able to get any walls down or anything. And yeah, like 3 docks from Andy. Catwatch hasn't even created a single ship. He's adding fish. He's adding fish against 3-dock Navy. Yeah, and Prisma's also adding fish, thinking he's going to have the time and the space. Wow. Men-at-Arms are this direction from Jordan. Kind of random. I think they're waiting for it. I think they're like, where are these Men-at-Arms? Like, they walled up big time expecting them. They still haven't seen them, which has got to have them be extremely paranoid. And Jordan's going to end up hitting over here. This is the last player that's ever expecting to get hit by Man-at-Arms. And, oh, man, the Man-at-Arms get in there perfectly. Monos is busy, too. Monos is dealing with the scouts right now. Guys, teams that have just been very interesting strategically to watch so far for me, at the top of the list in this tournament has been this Onimaru Vanguard team. They've just been doing some really unique things. Like, they've been creating their own meta, their own strategy. Doubt got double forging and full cleared this army while Monos is getting hit back here. And Monos and Prisma will work together to clear the Man-at-Arms. But, yeah, good luck on water here if you're Catwatch. It's not going to be easy. And what's Andy going to do? He's going to sail right on by, and he's probably going to try and get to the back fish there. Jordan can freely add fishing ships this entire time. Yep, and you see the signal there from Catwatch. Chat, type a 1 if you could speak Spanish for me. I need some help for a second. I don't know how many Spanish speakers we have in chat. Because, okay, we have a couple of you. How do you say, oh shit, your fish are going to die? How do you say that in Spanish? Because that's what Catwatch just said. And then how do you say, bro, that was your job. You're supposed to protect me. Translate, please. That's what's happening in their voice chat right now. But again, it's very simplified roles. El Fisho, El Dedo. Oh, come on, dumping truck. I could have done better than that. Oh, mierda. Tu pesca va morir. Okay, thank you. Automata is actually blocking some of the Spanish. Because we do have an English-only rule typically, just so there's no confusion. Thank you, chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm seeing it. I appreciate it. Eco and military looking pretty healthy for Onimaru right now. Though, the fish have stayed alive for Prisma. He didn't end up losing everything. And Jordan's coming in with the archers now from the middle position. And he's coming in with Doubt scouts, so they're going to put some pressure on Monos. Meanwhile, Monos is pressuring Doubt. And Doubt isn't reacting very nicely to this. And he might need some support, and he might even need a tower. The scouts from Prisma also getting over to Andy's base, but Andy is on the way to Castle Age right now. Oh, man, but the scouts and the archers are just going to wreck Monos. Monos can't defend from double army right now. He needs Prisma here, but Prisma's been so distracted this game. I think Jordan maybe could micro his archers ever so slightly better. He's trending towards Castle Age, though. He'll probably click up soon. Jordan might have to send a couple range units. Yeah, he's sending the range units to support Doubt, so Doubt can take the gold again. We'll give Catwatch a lot of credit here. He recovered very nicely. He also has archers, so he can support in the back. I thought he was just going to straight up lose water, and I was wrong on that. So that was a nice recovery. At the very least, so his ally didn't lose his fish. But as I say it, mierda, the fish are going down. And tower from Prisma on the back because he has no choice. He can't deal with this army yet. And Jordan and Doubt are going to turn around and deal with Monos' army here in the north as well. They're just chasing right now, man. Like, Wonders are just wondering where the opponent is, what the opponent's going to do. They're just chasing every single time, which is so awkward for them. And Andy's about to reach Castle Age and can definitely win the water then once he gets the upgrades. And more scouts hitting Monos as well. M says his Spanish is much better than his German. Hey, I'm really good at saying Scheiße. There's a couple German words I'm really good at, okay? Give me my respect. Archers and scouts slaughtering monos again. This is as his army is being chased down and will probably go down up here as well. And water's going to be gone. All the fish is going to be gone for Prisma. He'll have no fish. Whereas Jordan on the other pocket's going to have 11 fishing ships working. Andy's also just going to drop town centers everywhere. Andy's just done everything he needs on the water. And also adding a church, adding a siege workshop. I guess he'll aim to get the relics, mix in a little bit of siege. And yeah, full clear from Onimaru in the north. So Matos loses Vils and loses most of his army. Guys, I was always... Here I thought this entire time that my German speaking was one of my best traits. And you guys are implying that it's not, all of a sudden. This is shocking to me. Thank you, Stuffing Farts, for the 21 months. Welcome back. Cast in German to prove. 9. 9. I will not do that. I don't want to make everyone else feel bad for how poor they are with their own German. So I'm just always thinking of the people. Scouts supporting Jordan here. Jordan will maybe want to upgrade the archers. I don't know where his full archer group is, but it says he has 16 archers. I guess, okay, there's the other group there, 13. And then Jordan playing cav archers with the Huns could be really solid here. He's got 4 archer ranges, so after crossbow, he'll definitely do that. Water is lost now. So Prisma won't have any fish. And it snowballs, right? Because everyone who has the shoreline locked down for Onimaru can just add more fish. So you pretty much need to get the army clear now. And Capoch, oh god, overextends as well. Painful, dude. Automod is freaking out right now. Catching a couple like German, Spanish messages here. I'm seeing your messages, guys. I definitely know what they mean. But we'll stick to English. Andy's starting to push now. And like things go from bad to worse because Andy's got a great economy and he's going to push. He's got 3 relics already. He's just picking up all the relics in the middle, knowing the map where those relics are. This is sick, man. This is really well played. They're so smooth. Again, they just, like... They stick to roles really nicely for the majority of these maps. I think Andy is one of the most underrated players in Age of Empires right now. And I think Doubt and Jordan are maybe 2 of the most underrated as well. So it's a really nice combination of teams. And I don't think there's a lot of like ego in terms of if someone is lower on score in a game, they don't care. It's all about setting up the team and controlling the game, and that's exactly what they're doing. Yeah, this is over. Wonders. Oof. That's brutal. Like, this is supposed to be your bounce back game, right? This is your best home map. You had a civ design. You had a strat design. This was your best. And you just get completely worked the entire way through your reacting. It really wasn't that close. The next game could be a short one as well. It could be really painful. I just... Impressive. I've never seen someone go man-at-arms from pocket. I've never seen someone go scouts from the north. But it just made sense. And I think the key reason it made sense is because it allowed Andy to win water. And Andy won water because he was able to full focus on that when everyone else was doing other things, right? Capoch was trying to go archers. You had Prisma trying to go scouts. So easy 1v2 there from him. Well played. All right. Capture age reset on us, which sucks. So let me just retype this. Onimaru against Wonders B. And score is 2-0 right now. So we're in game 3. We've got Grand's Bara. I'm so happy we're seeing this map. I've been wanting to cast this map, and we have never been seeing games here. So the way this map works, the majority of the gold is the middle, and you'd have to cut through the wood line to it. So very unique map. You do have 4 tiles of gold to work with at the start. And Vanguard is just kind of big crushing these players. So maybe they're going to look for a little bit of an edge here. Capoch is the flank. Capoch is coming forward and trying to get some type of lane. I think he ran into a wolf. Lost half the HP on his Vil, and he's also missing this Vil, and he hasn't been able to lame anything yet. So not exactly as he would want. On the other flank, early barracks from Andy. And Andy's going to try and fight for a position against Monos. Typically, it's archers on the flanks, and then the scouts will go for lots of scouts, and usually knights, because you can't really do too much with scouts right away. And then you will see the flanks wall. So that's the big benefit of drushing like this, is you drush, and then you can get the full wall down, because it's a pretty small choke point. So that seems to be Andy's biggest priority at the moment. I don't know if they see the hunt back here. Yeah, they see the hunt's dying, so they should know there's a villager back here. Doubt might have to bring a scout, and yeah, Doubt's being told. And Doubt and Jordan have a decision to make to find that. Because if there's double archers in the back, that's going to be a real stressor. But knowing the hunt was shot down tells them there is a villager down there. They at least know that much. And Jordan was also going to mix in a couple champies here. Ritzel, what's up? Says T90, didn't you have to use to research the tech to share exploration of teammates? Yes, they added a feature, which is shared exploration. And that's the default now for team games. There's a couple people who kind of preferred how it was, right? You didn't get to see everything your teammates would see. You had to coordinate that. But yeah, those days are gone. You don't need to build a market and research a tech or anything to see what your teammates see now. So it was amazing. I will tell you, back in the day, it was amazing to watch the really top teams play and the way they would coordinate and communicate positioning when everything was in the dark for them was just really impressive. Look at Jordan. I think he's confused. He's like, why is there a house here? He's going to keep moving forward. This villager's still back here. And villager's going to build a barracks. So Catwatch has got to sneak through. The militia and the scout over here from Andy. Does look like they ended up killing something. I don't think it was a Vil. I think they killed the scout from Monos. Monos doesn't know that this will be largely walled up for Andy. Doubt doesn't know about this villager. Doubt scout is waiting till feudal age to maybe kill the eagle and is assuming the villager's still there. The champions came through, didn't kill anything, but a Catwatch at the same time, he's trying to sneak forward, and he was not prepared at all for this attack. So lots to focus on, and then the one player who's kind of having a free game right now is Prisma. He hasn't been hit at all, and he's going to send scouts over to Andy's side. They'll easily clear up Andy's push. It's just a matter of will they be able to break Andy's walls here. It's funny how Doubt's it's literally just waiting until he's in feudal because he gets extra attack. And now he can get the hits. And he'll kill that. And after he kills that, he can look and try and find that sneak archery range or whatever it's going to be. Yo, Mr. Unlucky. Welcome back, Mr. Lowy the Legends. Thanks for the 4 months. It was super funny. I covered a game from Mr. Unlucky where he got his castle denied at 99.9%. The definition of Mr. Unlucky. Has scouts and archers on the way. Thing is, they have the Hindustani stable bonus. So they destroy walls super, super quick. So this approach from Andy to try and like play no army is really risky. But if any player is going to figure it out, it would be him. Doubt. Didn't find this. Didn't know it was going to be militia anyways. He did find the barracks, sorry. And he quick walls it out for now. He's on the way to Castle Age, guys. On the way to Castle Age, Doubt does not have Loom. So this could be catastrophic for Doubt. Especially if this army loops around. Andy still needs to stonewall. That house is going down super quick, man. And he hasn't completed the archery range. I don't know about this. I think, based on what I know about the game, it is poor strategy to try and rely on walls when your opponent has Hindustanis. It's just feudal age walls. It's just a bad play. And they've essentially tried to do it on both sides here. And Andy loses one Vil. And Doubt's still getting pressured over here. Doubt will actually kill the forward villager and not lose any Vils himself, so that's good. But yeah, man, this is so much pressure. I think this is horrible for Andy. He hasn't completed an archery range. He won't have support from Doubt. The house or the market's going to go down. Another villager goes down. Disaster. Disaster. All the army's going to be in, and Andy won't even have his range up. It's a Mr. Unlucky. It's Mr. Nope, it's not Mr. Unlucky. That's just too greedy. just way too greedy. And his gold is on the front as well. He's got weak villagers here too. Andy is so cooked here. Andy needs big help from Doubt. And Doubts has his own problems at the moment. He was pushed off the gold. Jordan's fine. Jordan's going to get some walls down. But a good situation for Wonders here on their home map. Finally. Is the Hindustani bonus versus walls or buildings? It's versus buildings, but it should also include walls. But, like, house walling against this is really bad, right? Because you can group up so many different scouts onto just one house. So I don't like the decision from Andy, but there's a lot of confidence here because they did so well initially. They've kind of been able to get away with anything this series so far, so. T90, do you think the devs are drawing butts on the maps on purpose so that chat can call them that on a regular basis? Yeah, the devs, that's definitely one of the things in the top 5 of the discussions they have. They think, how can we improve pathing? And how can we make Twitch chat call a map a butt? I don't even know what you're talking about. Does this map, how does this map look like a butt? Why did I respond to that? Moving on. Scouts and archers are here. Now, Doubt is cut through to the middle, so he can move in and maybe get a town center up on the gold if he finds it. And it's been mainly champies from Jordan. I guess he just had a couple follow-up champies, but now he's got archer ranges. Chat, pretend I didn't respond to that comment. You don't need to be more specific. I don't want to read your messages right now. Thank you. We'll see if Onimaru can recover from this. There's just so much military. It is feudal age military, but it's still so much military. And Doubt loses another villager. Still no loom, by the way. He is on gold soon, so I guess maybe he didn't have the gold for it. I don't know if he didn't realize after losing these vills, but the archers are actually going to run through. He still doesn't have loom, but he can go in and out of the house with Khmer, but oh god, Doubt. What's happening? Bro, get loom! Well, if this is a 1v1, I'd begin to worry for Doubt, because there's this trend where, like, the joke that Dave would make, which it's not even a joke, it's like kind of a thing, is like Doubt's the best player in the world for 2 games out of every series. He's gonna lose his town center. He lost his town center. Oh, it's so bad. But realistically, while this looks bad for Doubt, this isn't actually on Doubt. The flanks jobs are to make it so the pocket has a free game. And pressure got through from both sides, right? Like, pressure came in from Capoch because Jordan didn't track the Vill. And pressure has come through from Andy because Andy had that disastrous situation with the wall. So, there is enough. I think Doubt can still play way better against these circumstances, and he probably should have, but this is just really good play from both the Wonders flanks and the pocket as well. Like, the scout pressure here from Prisma did damage to multiple players now. Yeah, Doubt probably deleted the TC foundation, but he still can't build another TC because he doesn't have the stone or the wood. And he probably won't be on many town centers for a while with this eco balance. This is his wood income right now. And Andy should know his team is behind. Probably try and do something a little bit more creative here. Initially, the plan was to go archers. He's given up on that. He wanted to go siege push, but then he didn't preemptively build the blacksmith, and oh god. Now he needs to wait for the siege workshop. Knowing Andy, he probably wants to play siege, and he wants to play monks. He is camping a position where Monos is going to want that gold, right? Guys, which civilization has outposts that gives you tons of extra vision, but also has outposts that don't cost stone? Is there a civ in the game that has that bonus? Where you could, I don't know, have a couple outposts right outside your gate and see everything? Oh, wait, those bonuses exist? And it's Ethiopians. Oh, wait, we're looking at the Ethiopians. Ah, it bothers me so much, bro. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Viper, Hera, Monos, or some 200 elo low elo legend. Nobody's building outposts with the Ethiopians. I don't get it. It bothers me so much. He should never be surprised by this. I forget if it's a team bonus or not. But yeah, he has no clue Like, he thinks he can just drop a town center on this gold when he's in Castle Age. He has no clue that, like, Andy is right there. It's a team bonus as well. That's crazy, then. They're completely in the dark, and they don't know Andy is here. And there's the TC Foundation, bro. Well, take your pick, Andy. There's the town center here as well. And now we got war chariots. Doubt is here. There is a lot of military still. 4 monos. He might be able to complete the town center. I don't think Andy changed all of his war chariots to the barrage mode, which is the best against the archers, in my opinion. But, oh man, he's still mowing down a lot of those crossbows. Oof. Yeah, a little awkward for monos right now. Meanwhile, we got Andy getting raided by some leftover scouts from Prisma. They have to deal with this. They have to put a stop to this push. And they kind of do. But Doubt has a nice Vil count. Jordan's still in this game. This is the difference, right? It's like, if the roles were reversed and Onimaru had the lead, the way they did in Feudal, it would be game over. But Onimaru falling behind, they still have way better chances at turning this around. Look at the amount of outposts from Andy. You'll see all the army activity from the enemy. And Jordan's got quite a few crossbowmen. Actually, so does Capwatch, though. Capwatch has a big army. And Jordan will have to be careful. Just looking at the town center count from Jordan versus Capwatch, Jordan's eco is unbelievable. He's got 3 town centers. He's got great eco upgrades. And he doesn't have too many crossbows yet, but he could get there. And Andy popping out with some monks, popping out with some siege. And that town center's directly next to all this. That's where you want to be taking golds. Camels are going to engage here. The ram actually popped out. What? Look at the ram. I didn't see that. Ram came in and hit both mangonels. Oh, that was sick. That ram did some crazy damage there. I think it took both the mangonels down to weak HP, and then the rest of the armies can clear that. Yeah, Ram is the MVP. And Ram also takes down that building. Will take down the monastery as well. Yeah, it's beginning to be a problem now that, like, Andy's not going for normal military. He needs to ideally be supporting with archers, but that was his play instead. Nice turnaround from Wonders. They are behind in Vils, but they can now breathe a little bit and add their town centers and just patrol their military forward. Somebody's going to get completely massacred by this military. And I think that somebody's going to be Andy. If they keep moving this way, like, Andy's got big problems completing that town center. Jordan needs to carry from here. Doubt needs to carry from here. They need big army numbers together. But Jordan especially needs to have a lot of crossbows because Doubt's up against camels. So there needs to be support there. Thing is, Capwatch is 40 crossbows, which is way more than Jordan has. So I kind of prefer the way Capwatch is played it. He's got army first and eco late. And now that you've got the army, you can add the eco and dish out damage to the opponent's eco at the same time. Doubt is Loom. He's just up against Castle Age units, and he had no armor. So yeah, their way of recovering their eco is by making no army, basically. I think this should be Wonder's game. Should be Wonder's game. The Capwatch is locked in right now. The Capwatch is stonewalled over here. No big surprises. Andy's having a terrible, terrible, terrible time. And it really has been a weak game by the high standards I have for him. I went from saying I think Andy's one of the most underrated players in Age of Empires 2 to seeing this game. Which has been poor advertisement for that claim. Yeah, he's going to lose the Siege Workshop as well. He's trying to play Siege defense, but he keeps losing his Siege Workshop. Jordan is on the way to Imp. He only has 9 crossbows, though. He's going to switch to Champies. Well, I mean, Champies may be more realistic. Because I don't know about Fast Imp Champy because it costs a lot of res. But you're up against crossbows and camels. Champy should be somewhat good there. And you're not going to beat Capwatch's crossbow numbers because Capwatch has 50 and you have 9. So maybe playing Champy against crossbow is good. Champy's supposed to be good against like archer units. Here comes a forward castle from Manos. I think you just don't have that good of an eco to make that full tech switch here if you're Jordan. But I think they also realize the situation's pretty dire, so they need to try something extreme. Crazy game from Capwatch. 60 crossbows soon. He's just got crossbows everywhere. This is exactly what I expected Wonders to do. It's also why I'm a little bit surprised they picked the water map in the previous game. Like, I would never pick a water map against this Onimaru Vanguard team if Andy's there. I just stick to straight land. They love to play these types of styles. Okay, Capwatch will see the barracks here. You should see multiple, right? Yeah, exactly. So you see Imp, and then you see the barracks, so that tells your team exactly what the switch is going to be to. I think with the castles up for Manos, he could maybe just make a bunch of Showtails. And just keep spamming Showtail warriors and stay in Castle Age to help there. We've got 12 Champy warriors about to be elite Champy warriors for Jordan. Is that going to be enough? Or are there going to be castles everywhere that you can't necessarily push? Jordan will drop his own castle. Excuse me. Andy's just been holding on. Trying to cling to some amount of golds. But Manos has pressured him nicely. And we'll build more towers. We'll complete these towers and then keep pushing the town center there, which means no gold for Andy, probably. Doubt is able to breathe, finally. He's been under a lot of threat. But, he's got to get his army somewhere to support. They have to break somebody here. I think Capwatch should buy a castle. Like, get a castle up defensively, because someone's coming towards you soon, and it could be the Champy player. Actually looks like the elephants and the Champies... They're probably talking about it, right? Like, Andy's probably saying, don't save me. I'm already dead. But just let me fight my 1v1. So they might go directly to Prisma in the middle. Andy kind of likes these chances in these awkward situations, but that's guard tower now, too, and that's brutal. And there go the elephants. And Champies are going to be coming as well. So, yeah, Champies have 8 Pierce Armor right now, so crossbows do 1 damage a hit. Melee armor is not great, but camels don't do a lot of melee damage. If Prisma had his Imp TC in the middle, they're probably going to be going for town centers, and it could change the game. But his TC is one of the safer TCs in the back. It's a good thinking, because look how fast these town centers go down. Let's not forget this is cracked terrain, so buildings go down faster if they're on cracked terrain, which is one of the features of the map. Jordan's got 30 Champies all of a sudden. Is this winnable? Like, Champy was absolutely the play. If you tried to play Arbalest, I think Capwatch would have had way too many crossbows pressuring you. Love the castles they have set up now to keep themselves defended. That is actually the Imp TC for Capwatch. So, if they swing some pressure over there, maybe Capwatch's Imp gets denied. I mean, that's the only TC I'm seeing that's really exposed, right? Andy's still having a rough time, but he is sniping some villagers from Prisma. Out-spammed quite a few elephants here. We got the unique tech coming in from Jordan, which is going to add, I think, extra armor. It should be, which one is that? Fabric shields. Yeah, it adds extra armor to the Champions, which makes them even stronger. Jordan really needs to get attack upgrades, though. Like, having 0 attack upgrades kind of hurts, in my opinion. Oh, they're going to push this castle with rams and the elephants. And then Jordan is going to try and raid here. Prisma's an Imp now, but he's going to make camels. Camels are not great against elephants. Camels are not great against Champies. I guess maybe it's the only unit you're really set up to make here. Onimaru have evened out the population. Manos is clearly panicking a little bit against these Ellies. He's making random petards to try and snipe the Rams. Champies are getting out through the back. Champies are raiding here. Is Onimaru bringing this back through the Champies? Jordan's got Champies everywhere. He's got 50 Champies. And the castle will go down for Manos. And maybe all the vills and maybe everything behind here as well. They're still making... Like, every unit they're making does not counter Champy. And Hindustanis would need to switch to gunpowder, which is maybe feasible. The other players need to, like, have castles. Like, maybe plumes are a bit better because of some of the anti-infantry bonus damage. And then show tells, which, you know, do some damage. But, bro, I think Onimaru are going to win this game. The real test is here. Kapach is going to have 70 ARBs. Doubt is on the way to Imp. But yeah, Andy will actually be able to come into the game with more military too, because all these towers are going to get cleared up. This is crazy. Yeah, let's see. Double check the Champy stats. So 9 Pierce. So the ARBs will still end up doing 1 damage a hit. But it is 70 ARBs, so there's more than enough to still melt units. Camels will not be Imp camels. But they still have the Hindustani bonus of attacking faster and all that good stuff. Mono's down to 83 Vils. Andy up to 108. And down up to 140. And on the way to the Imperial Age. Champy from Jordan was so good. What a great comeback here from Onimaru. And every player has done exactly what they needed. Jordan needed big military. Doubt needed big military. And then Andy needed to get his Vil count up with a little bit of help and reclaim some golds. He still has good economy. And look, he's got Jordan's Champies in his Rams. The ultimate example of teamwork. It looks like 2 players, guys. But in reality, it's 3. Jordan's just inside the Rams. Choo-choo! And yeah, you hop out. Those Champies are going to completely murder the camels. And then the Rams are going to be left over to take the castle. I don't think Wonders really fully understands what has hit them here. Another game where Onimaru just does something crazy. Like, I've never seen someone play Champion on this map. It's normally scouts and archers. That castle's dead. That castle's absolutely dead. Jordan, 70 Champies. What in the world? What in the world? They've got so much military. Doubt's an Imp. Doubt's going for Elite Ballista Elephant because why not? Might as well have fun at this point because Jordan is murdering everybody else. Doubt's going to have the castle stacked up. He's going to get double crossbow as well, so these ballistas are going to be strong. And Prisma's getting Imperial Camel because that's all his Civ feels like it can do here is just spam camels. But camels could not be more useless right now against archers and champies. It's not the unit you need if Doubt's going Elise. Still a good unit. And it's still no Imperial Age for Andy, so he'll have to back up. Kapach having such a rough time. Remember, the gold's in the middle, so he can barely take gold right now. And all his ARBs are just hiding inside the castle. So much gold saturation for Jordan and for Doubt and for Andy. They've got mining camps everywhere. This is the only consistent gold income I'm seeing right now for Wonders. Daniel says, don't really know what Kapach should have done with Mayans versus Champies. Well, it was 60 crossbows versus 9, and they didn't push any TCs. So I think they had such a big army lead, and they didn't actually punish Jordan for basically skipping all the way to Imp, Daniel. So I think, from my perspective, they need to just push the TCs and like have some siege with it, right? But I agree. I think scaling-wise, it isn't a complicated matchup, but I think there was a window. Like, getting to Imp and getting the Champy tech switch takes some time and resources. So I think they could have gone for the switch. Mix in some siege. Again, I think having the camel pocket didn't help because you never feel like you can take down TCs with camels. If you have a knight player at the pocket, maybe you feel more comfortable. That's not a bad fight. They got monos on Arbalest now, and they have Imp Camel, and that combination worked. Oh, man, but the Ballista Elephants are here, and the Trebs are here. And yeah, I mean, Andy's actually able to hold on his own a little bit over here, assuming he can get out of the trap. Yeah, Andy can just fall back. And Kapwatch is getting completely clobbered here. Yeah. Castle will go down. The Trebs will go down. Champies and Elephants. They make it look too easy, man. I thought Wonders had this game. What a comeback. Onimaru has been Well, I should specify because there's 3 teams. But Onimaru Vanguard has been the most unique team for me so far in this tournament. I don't know if they're even going to qualify for the main event. They'll win this series and move on to the decider. But they have really had some unique games. And people will argue which team is A, which team is B, which team is C at this point. But, you know, Onimaru V, I suppose. Really impressive games. That's a great comeback. Yeah, I just think if we look at the stats, guys, we look at the military count stat. Can I have this show in a different way? I wanted this to show in a different way. Okay, I guess this kind of does it, but we got a bunch of text on screen, which is awkward. Just look at how much military there was. There's so much military, but they weren't getting the value from it. I think they needed a little bit of siege. Like, so many instances here where Doubt barely has anything, where Andy barely has anything, Jordan has anything. It's like 70 army versus 20. They had to be pressuring, and they were pressuring Andy. I guess the problem was they didn't swing any of that pressure towards Jordan. So I think if they swing a little bit more of that pressure towards Jordan, Jordan should struggle. Like, this town center is a target, right? Both these town centers. If there's some siege here with all that military, if they swing over this way, Jordan's TC is in trouble. I'm still going to give Jordan a lot of credit, though. I wouldn't have gone Champy there. So many players are just stuck on their little hamster wheel, and they just spin, and they just spin, and they just spin, and they say, I make this unit, I never stop, I never use creative thinking, I just spin, and I make Arbalest. Everyone goes Arbs and, like, Knight civs on this map. So that switch was pretty sick. Jordan's probably feeling pretty good about that. So, good call. Yeah, big KD. Also like that Dow continued with elephants because they don't receive as much bonus damage from the camels out there. And Onimaru Vanguard move on. I want to see who they're facing, actually. The issue this team's going to have is they're going to need to have those games where it's predictable on what unit you make and how you use it, and you need to just crush people. Like, there's certain maps and certain situations where that you call for that. Especially against better teams. And I think all the games I've been loving them in, it's been like because of the surprising things. But if they can find the ability to play a little bit standard as well, they'll be dangerous. So it'll be Onimaru Vanguard here. And earlier today, Darkside beat Suomi 3-1. So it'll be Onimaru Vanguard versus Darkside. That should be a good set. That should be a really good set. I think Darkside's underrated. I think they're overrated in terms of their seed. I don't think they're the 4th best team in the world. But I think they're still a little bit underrated in people's eyes. They should be dangerous there. I could see that going to 5 games, to be honest.